Why using connectors makes you faster. Anypoint Platform provides many out-of-the-box connectors for popular applications and databases. These pre-built connectors mean you do not need to understand the backend system before you connect. You quickly connect in a reusable manner, and the metadata is automatically retrieved, so you understand the backend system faster. We are going to see how we use an existing connector in Anypoint Studio, MuleSoft's design time environment, and how it guides us through the setting up of that connector. Then, we'll see how that connector interrogates the backend system and provides us with the metadata, enabling us to transform the information from how that backend system stores it into the format our API requires that is based on the RAML contract. Finally, we're going to see how we search for available connectors from our connector marketplace, Exchange, so we can reuse. I have been tasked with retrieving the account information from Salesforce. I'm a Mule developer, but I don't know much about Salesforce. I need to build my Mule flow to get the account information and transform the address. So how do I do this? I start in the Mule palette, where I search for the Salesforce connector. I configure the connector to use basic authentication, where I need a username, password, and security token. Once I've connected, it now guides me through the available operations on Salesforce. I've been told that I need to retrieve account information. So I select the retrieve method. It will now give me a list of objects. And there's my account object. So without knowing anything about Salesforce, it's intuitively guided me through the steps I need to get to connect and pull that account information back. I'm just going to specify my inputs, which is going to be from my payload. And now my connection to Salesforce is complete. But I still have the challenge that I need to transform the information from how Salesforce holds it into how my API wants to return this in REST-JSON format. But I don't know how Salesforce works under the covers. What is the data structure? Well, I use a different connector. The transform message connector has used the information passed back from the Salesforce connector, the metadata, and here I have on the left-hand side all that information. I now need to pass back billing address information and pass this into the business address. So it is as simple as just mapping those fields across. So in a matter of minutes, I built an API that can connect to Salesforce and transform the information back into a REST-JSON format, although I do not understand how Salesforce works. So really increasing the productivity of developers without needing to know how the underlying systems work. My company uses ServiceNow for the logging of incidents. I want my API to automatically notify ServiceNow if any incidents occur with this API. Instead of having to understand ServiceNow, I want to reuse an existing connector. The ServiceNow connector is not in my Anypoint Studio, so I can quickly connect to Anypoint Exchange to find the available connector. Anypoint Exchange not only holds MuleSoft built connectors, but also any connectors your own company have built and are held privately as your own IP. If I want to install the connector, I just click on the install and then I can use it in Anypoint Studio. I don't need to install this on my runtimes as it's taken care of by Mule. You've seen how we set up the existing Salesforce connector to pull back account information, how we map that from Salesforce format to the REST-JSON format our API requires. Finally, how we searched Exchange to find a connector so we could reuse it. Pre-built connectors are a powerful way to build out integration flows quickly, supporting reuse across many APIs. These connectors enable API developers to quickly understand backend systems, and that is why using connectors makes you faster.